I don't know what they wanted. I just wanted to know, where is this going? What are we doing here? I remember that night. I'm sure they both do too.
My name is Jason, and I've been with Joe for 12 years. We're technically newlyweds because we just got married in October.
My name is Joe. We've started this relationship for a few months.
My name's Matthew. I wasn't expecting this to happen. I was hanging out with them, and then things just happened.
Okay.
Hey Jason, can you hear me? Hey Matthew. Perfect. Ready?
Yeah.
Were you worried about being polyamorous?
No, I wasn't really worried. Like, ever since I've been with Jason, I've always thought, love who you love. And I've never just made it into just one person.
I wasn't worried about it because I feel like everything's an experience, and I feel like we should experience these type of things. I was actually with somebody else, and felt like that just wasn't going anywhere anymore. And so eventually something just pushed me to be like, I just need to be happy and I just need to go for it. And so I decided to leave the person that I was with and to start pursuing this. And I think the biggest thing I was scared of is what everyone's perception was going to be, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter. I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't think, so.
I think in the beginning there's always that like uncertainty. We're like, okay. But me and Joe are like, we're really open. So if we're like, okay, you know, we both really feel him and like we both want him, this is who I want in our relationship.
What do you think that you bring to the relationship?
Oh, damn. I think I just bring this sense of joy and peace.
What do you think that Joe brings to the relationship?
Responsibility. Because he's always like, don't do this, don't do that. Matt brings, I'm like in love with Matthew. So, and of course I'm in love with Joe. And I have been for 12 years. But like, Matthew coming in is like, it's like those butterflies again, you know what I mean? So I'm sure Joe feels the same.
I think I bring humor. I think I bring a sort of calmness. Jason he says he's not that smart. I mean, he could be kind of dumb when he says things, but I think he brings intellect. And then Matthew, as much older as we are, he brings this new experience that I haven't known or haven't seen. Definitely a sense of adventure.
I think Joe brings like a more, if something goes wrong in my life, I'm not gonna be like, hey Jason, this sounds messed up. I'm not gonna be like, hey Jason, I need your help with this. I'm gonna be like, Joe, like I need X, Y, and Z, this is happening right now, like what can we do? I think Jason allows me to not be so uptight and not be so caught up in myself. And they bring out these different parts of me that I don't think one person has been able to do for me yet. So, yeah.
Do you ever worry that you would love one of them less than the other?
I don't know. I think it's sort of like a given that I will love Joe more, considering the dynamic and the duration and experience that me and Joe have been together. And I don't think Matthew would be surprised about that. However, as far as like the love that I put out into this relationship, I don't want that to be uneven or undistributed equally.
I love both of them, really do. This love is pretty, I feel like it's locked in. And this love is very like, it's fresh love. So it's a work in progress kind of love. I don't say it's like loving one person more than the other.
I think that we experience different people in our lives for different reasons. For me, I don't think it's a matter of me loving one person more than the other. I think that I love them differently, and I think that's expected because they're different people. So not one person am I going to love the same way as I love another person.
What do you think is the hardest part about the relationship?
Is just, I don't know, I guess Matthew, to be honest. Because me and Joe, I sort of have that stability and that security that I have. And then Matt coming into this relationship and me being like so enamored and infatuated with him, it's like, where does he stand? Like, when can I have that stability or that security? So, okay, if this doesn't work out and they end up together and I'm alone, that's just my luck. But of course it sucked to be the one to be left out. But I know my character and I know theirs. So if they feel like they'd want to move on without me, I'd be okay with that.
I think the hardest thing for me is what's next, and I think that's a normal thing to feel. But I don't want to keep dwelling on what's next, even though I do. I'm guilty of it. I just want to keep living in the now and keep pushing this forward instead of trying to worry about what's coming.
I don't necessarily care what people say, but I know there are negative people and they don't want to understand. But like, if you open your mind, if you just, like, anything, open your mind to anything, I think that's when you can stop being so negative. And I feel like some people just do that because they aren't happy about themselves.
Does your family know you're poly?
Everyone but my mom. I don't know, it's like almost coming out again. It's like, being gay was one thing, I already got kicked out for that. And I think I'm just scared that she'd be like, what the heck?
I never really told them, but they see it on social media.
I think I expect a reaction when I tell people, like, I'm like, oh, cool, like, people are asking me what's going on in my life right now. I think the craziest one to tell what was going on was actually my mother. But I mean, when it came down to it, she's like, hey, like, as long as you're happy, I'm not gonna stop you from being happy. Not a lot of people have that. Some people can't even tell their parents that they're gay. And I'm lucky enough to be like, hey, Mom, I'm gay and I'm seeing 2 people.
All right. How do y'all feel right now?
I could read my name. And
Yeah, me
his-
too. I can read my name too. Matthew. And I'm like, what about Matthew?
I love you both, so if you're happy together, alone, I'd be okay with it eventually.
But I
That
did
caught me off guard.
I said that too. I agreed. We do believe in many different variables, so these things might happen, and if they happen, it will happen. That's why I think we're less hurt about it, because we already know there's so many situations.
Yeah, I love you both. So we'll see where this ends up.
Hey everyone, if you're lonely like me, subscribe, then we can be lonely together. And if you want to just check out more videos, you can watch them right here, because if you're lonely, you probably have nothing else to do. So in the meantime, I will be right here waiting for you at the end of another Both Sides episode. Peace, love, and blessings.